This one is a true Canadian dessert. Coffee Crisp Nanaimo Bars.
Let's see what's cooking. Let's get the facts. Let's see what's cooking. It's time for yoyomax12.
This recipe uses coffee crisp bars. Now, these I believe are Canadian. I'm not sure if you can get them anywhere else. It's a coffee flavored chocolate bar, and it's kind of a very light wafer bar. And I'm going to open one up here and cut into it so you can see what it looks like. Basically, it's layers of wafers covered in chocolate, and the middle part has this bubbly kind of a filling that tastes like coffee. These are delicious, especially if you love the flavor of coffee. Now, for this recipe, you'll need 6.5 50-gram chocolate bars. Now, if you don't live in Canada and you can't find these, then you can use whatever other kind of chocolate bar you would like. You're going to chop up 2.5 of these for the crust into small pieces. Place them into a large bowl. Add to that 1 cup of sweetened shredded coconut, 1 cup of crushed up graham wafer crackers, 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, and 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar, and a pinch of salt. Give it a stir until it's nicely combined, and then you're going to add 1/3 of a cup of butter that's been melted and 1 lightly beaten egg. Give that a stir. The mixture is going to be kind of crumbly and a little on the dry side looking. Now, what's interesting about this Nanaimo bar recipe, it doesn't use a traditional rectangular pan. It uses a springform pan, a round one. Line it with parchment paper, sides and bottom, lightly grease it with cooking spray, and then pour in those crust ingredients. Pat it firmly to the bottom, bake at 350 degrees, 10 to 12 minutes until it's firm, and then let it cool. And now for the filling. That's 1/3 of a cup of softened butter, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, minus a little bit of butter, 1/4 cup of custard powder. I'm using Bird's Eye custard powder. If you want to know what the packaging looks like, there'll be a link in the description box for you to check that out. It has a really lovely yellow color, as you can see. Now we're going to blend in 2.5 cups of powdered sugar as well as 1/4 cup of milk. And you're going to do it in 2 or 3 additions, beating after each addition. And you'll end up with this lovely kind of fluffy light yellow filling. And this is the Nanaimo bar filling. Or I should say the traditional Nanaimo bar filling. We're going to bump the flavor up by adding in 4 more chocolate bars. 4 of those coffee crisp chocolate bars chopped up into about 1 centimeter pieces, and then just press them down into the filling. Press them so that you get a more or less smooth surface, and then chill this in the refrigerator for about an hour until it firms up a little bit. And now for the topping, very simple. That's 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, 2 tablespoons of butter. Put this in the microwave on high for 30-40 seconds until the butter and the chocolate chips are melted. Stir them together, pour that on top of your chilled base. Spread it around until it's even, and then put this in the refrigerator and allow it to chill. Now what I do is I allow it to chill until the chocolate has started to set. And then I take it out and use a butter knife or a steak knife, and I score it just lightly across the chocolate just to show where the serving sizes are going to be. Because if you try to cut the cold chocolate after it's set without the score lines, it's going to squish down and the filling is going to come out the side. So it just makes it easier to slice. So after I put it back in the fridge and I allowed it to chill for a couple of more hours until the chocolate was set, then it quite easily cuts up into perfect little serving sizes. And the recipe says it makes 24 servings, but I think more realistic serving size, you'd probably end up with maybe 18 or so. Now, if you've never had a Nanaimo bar before, these are kind of hard to describe. The base has a coconut chocolate flavor, and it's not super sweet. The filling is creamy and has a nice custard flavor, and then you have the chocolate on the top. These come in all sorts of different kinds of flavors as well. I have made traditional Nanaimo bars on my channel before, and I'll put a link in the description box if you want to check out that video. Thanks for watching.